Have been priced out of buying homes. We have been priced out of having kids. Our kids have been priced out of adulthood because most will never be able to leave the financial umbrella of their parents. We've been priced out of certain jobs. I literally can't work here or I'm losing money. We've been priced out of transportation, whether it's a luxury item or just the maintenance of keeping transportation. We've been priced out of education, how much you spend on a degree versus what you get back from it, not worth it. We have been priced out of our neighborhoods, and now we're being priced out of the holiday season. People literally stood in line for hours to have Thanksgiving dinner at Golden Corral because it was cheaper than buying food and cooking for your family. All the reasons on why you were a productive, tax-paying, law-abiding citizen, we've been priced out of. So if there is no reward for being a good person or doing the right thing, there are going to be more people that are not going to try. We think that the youth is giving up now and they're not thriving. If we continue on this path, they're not going to give a damn. So if you're looking at all these snatch and grabs and thinking, oh, grab my pearls, just wait until you've seen the results of removing books from schools. You think we're being priced out of Black Friday, but we're actually being priced out of civility because those sales, those new trinkets, those new items, those wants, those upgrades were the things that people thrived for, held on to, on why they got up and went to work and did the things that they did. And if all of it's being taken away, you are now pricing us out of sanity and civility. We are living in a society that is creating savages because there's no reason to do right. And the only way I can get anything is if I take it. You're either going to eat or be eaten.
Shalom. First off, I want to start up by saying all praises, honor, and glory is due unto Yahweh by Hashem, Yahushai by Hashem, Kakadash. It's all praises to the world called God, whose true name in the Hebrew is Yahweh. By Hashem meaning in the name, and Yahushai being the name of the only begotten Son. Also want to say double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and mercy to the hopeful elect, preaching sweat and truth and sincerity. I'm the brother Tazabah, Lord will, with another video to edify. And I wanted to go in this lesson and Jake is coming to the conclusion, and I've seen this woman make videos before, and she has a reasonably humble spirit for a Jake woman in Babylon the Great, from what I've seen in the past. And put it this way, the sentiment of that American dream felon and that sense of betrayal and letdown that people are feeling will cultivate a reaction for the everyday person, man. And back in, I was talking to a brother today about it. Back in, right, late 90s, early 2000s, the movies that would come out where it'd be a Jake that coming around Christmas time, he wasn't able to afford gifts and everything for his kids. The one thing that he knew he could do so he could make sure that he could try to have that happen was turn to some type of crime, hit a lick, sell some drugs, kids gotta eat. That was always the line. So we in those days where niggas are gonna fucking, so like you, niggas will bug out. They're gonna crash out and everything, right? Like Jay says in the world, crash out. Jake is gonna crash out for the simple fact that he don't have nothing. The things that keep Jake asleep are being snatched right from under them. Right? It's getting to the point where some niggas is having a hard time affording ramen noodles. Right now they can't even afford the chicken to put in the ramen noodles, so they feel like they had a substantial meal. So things right now are going to intensify, and all those people that trusted in this Babylonian dream, the American way, are going to turn into the most cutthroat, depraved people you've ever seen. Hey, and me personally, I don't live in the hood. I live in a good neighborhood. Right? I live in a pretty good neighborhood, bro. And not to brag or nothing about that shit, because that's besides the point. But in my neighborhood, 3 separate occasions now, mind you, I'm in Arizona. It's the hoods in Arizona is not like hoods in other parts of the country where 2 blocks down you in a good neighborhood, and another 2 blocks over you in the hood again. It's not like that out here. Shit is spaced out. Right? Arizona is set up on an entirely huge grid, and I live on damn near the outskirts and shit. So this is the second or third. This is the third time somebody's been walking through the neighborhood trying to check cars to rob people, and the Lord, hey, these people can't. These niggas ain't gonna sit here and accept them taking a low. They ain't gonna accept having a fucking struggle. They've been bred to one, especially with social media. I know I'm rambling, but I'll say this, especially with social media, it's pushed up an image of you got to have this and that to feel like you belong. If you don't have this and that and you don't get it, you're nobody, you're nothing. So people are seeing that they no longer have this and that, and they're going to make sure that they ain't going to be considered nobody and nothing because they need something to post. So the sentiment right now is going to intensify. Hell's going to kick off. Let's get some precepts, man. It's Ecclesiastes 12 and certain one. It says, "Remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them." Right? And this is the time to actually repent. This is the time to actually pray to the Lord for help before things get intense. Before things get absolutely uncontrollably intense. There was another video I was watching going into the coming surveillance state. Let me see if I can. I was watching it a little ago. Yeah, here it is.
Hate speech being, we have launched an effort to be able to data we're collecting. So we're very focused on the data we're collecting from surveillance efforts. What's being said on social media platforms. And we have launched an effort to be able to counter some of the negativity and reach out to people when we see hate speech being spoken about on online platforms.
You see, and they're saying they're going to reach out. What does that reach out entail? What does the policy entail if you think somebody's promoting hate speech? Where does that surveillance stop? And I had a dream, and I told the brothers about it. I had a dream where I was basically walking out and about. It's like I was in a huge building, right? Kind of like a mall type setting. I'm moving through the mall, and out of nowhere, it's sparkled with Esau spread out everywhere in it, right? Not extremely packed. And then Jake was heavy in the mall, moving about. It went from everybody was normal to out of nowhere, boom. I turn a corner. People are pointing out Jakes that are standing at a regular height. Right? They're fully standing up, back erect, head up. And every Jake that had their head up, right, they were above Esau. Their heads were always above Esau. And Esau, when he saw that, he got mad, turned into Karens, and he started pointing them out. And some of them Jakes ended up getting chauffeured off by police. So I'm like, what the fuck is happening? Why did they just get, what was going on? Hey, and at a certain point, somebody pointed me out. And I said, hey, man, I don't want no trouble. So I use wisdom. I'm like, okay, I don't want no issues. So I basically like damn near crouched down to walk around. I turn a corner and Jake everywhere is crouched down walking around while Esau's standing up. And I saw this and I said, oh, that's that oppression that's about to come. That is that oppression that's about to come because these Jake out in the world that don't got enough, that feel like their only option is going to be robbed, Esau is going to come back with oppression as a way to fix that. It's about to get cutthroat out here. And it's crazy because I thought it was just in that building or that mall I was in. So when I got outside, I stood up. But when I looked out, everywhere Esau was still doing it. So it wasn't like, oh, within these borders, you got to move this way. It was everywhere. So it says, remember now that Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them, while the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, or the clouds, nor the clouds return after the rain, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble. Right? These people that handle these stocks, these bonds, these large amounts of money, these shareholders, right? These Fortune 500 company heads and everything like that. These people are looking at the economic scheme of America and seeing that this thing is out the door. They're dumping U.S. bonds. They're trying to buy gold and silver. They're moving in an entirely different direction. So they're trembling. It says, and the strong men shall bow themselves and the grinding cease. And they that look out, it says, in the grinding cease because there are a few of those job losses that are mounting up right now. And those that look out of the windows be darkened. There ain't no hope. You looking out of the window, man, you looking towards something. There's no hope. Right? People are coming to that time where they see there's no hope in this place. They ain't got nothing to lose. Like the woman said in that video, it's getting time to the time where they're robbing the people their civility. Remember when Jake didn't have a quick meal in the wilderness, they were even willing to murmur against the Lord. What do you think they're going to do now? Well, they ain't got no fear of the Lord. They going to buck up against everything, every which way. I did a video not too long ago where a woman said when the bank closed out her credit cards, they basically set her up to starve. So now she's ready to eat the rich. Well, that sentiment is growing everywhere. And when people see that they weren't able to sit here and have even the basics for this whole holiday season, they're going to flip. You go throughout your entire year busting your ass at a job you don't like, not even making enough money, right, to sit here and afford part of what you do like. And then you get one time a year where you get to spoil yourself and you got a possibility of some bounce back because of taxes. I don't think taxes is going to roll like they were years before. They raised tax brackets. People don't know it, but they raised tax brackets recently. And I looked at that 3 months ago. They came out with the new tax brackets for 2024 for the filing season of 2024, and it ain't looking nice. It says, and the door shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all daughters of music shall be brought low. It's gonna be bitter. This is Proverbs. Sorry, I'm trying to find it. One second, man. I got to get this because Proverbs talks about a time where people are going to make those decisions. There's a reason why when you go in the book of Psalms, it says the slaying of the simple, the slaying of the simple shall destroy them. Let me go to the man. Make this easier on myself. This is Salaki for the delay. Proverbs 1 and started. It says, "My son, hear the instruction of thy father, and forsake not the law of thy mother. For they shall be an ornament of grace unto thy head, and chains about thy neck. My son, if sinners entice thee, consent thou not." And that's what's going to happen. People are going to sit here and make little bands together, say, "Hey, let's do this, let's do that." Make their little plans. We're going to rob this house. We're going to rob this person. We're going to steal these cars. That's what they're going to do. People are going to sit here and come up with them plans, especially Jake. Like the scriptures say, they're wise to do evil, but to do good, they got no knowledge. My son, if sinners entice thee, consent thou not. If they say, "Come, let us lie wait for blood. Let us lurk privily for the innocent without cause." And recently they had a big-time shooting in Manhattan, right? In the wealthiest parts of Manhattan, where they shot off like 40 shots. People was shook. So at some point, they just going to roll into the neighborhoods and take what they want. It says, "Let us swallow them up alive as the grave, and whole as those that go down into the pit." Plotting on niggas' lives, right? "We shall find all precious substance. We shall fill our houses with spoil." Right? All we got to do is hit this quick lick. We all get a bag, right? "Cast in thy lot among us, and let us have one purse. My son, walk not thou in the way with them. Refrain thy foot from them, from their path, for their feet run to evil and haste to shed blood." You see? And this is the wisdom that we have. But these people in the world, they don't know what they're walking into. They don't know what they're walking into, man. In the sentiment of we've been
priced out of buying homes. We have been priced out of having.
The sentiment of buying in, right? Like the scriptures say, broken reed. Says Isaiah 36 and 6 says, "Lo, thou trustest in the staff of this broken reed." The staff is what for what? Support. People trusted in the way of Babylon the Great, America. They fully thought that this place will live forever. It's so bad that people coming up from Venezuela came here and said, "I'm going back home." It says, "Thou trustest in the staff of this broken reed on Egypt, whereon if a man lean, it will go into his hand and pierce it. So is Pharaoh, king of Egypt, to all that trust in him." And that's what the American dream is coming up to be. That broken reed that piercing people through. They went to school. They did everything they were supposed to according to this society. Went to school, got their degree, got that student loan debt. Then they got out in the world thinking they were going to get a job that was going to pay them enough. Then they found out what? Student loan, the degree ain't worth the price that you have to pay on it. You'll never pay off the student loan. You got to get more debt to get into a house. And the house price is just exorbitantly high. Nobody can afford it. So people are coming to the realization that the American dream is dead and they're going to lash out. They're going to lash out, man. But I don't want to make this long. I did a little too much rambling. But expect all hell to kick off. Expect 2024 to start off with a bang. We almost out this place. Shalom.